What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here, and I have a very exciting announcement that I have officially launched the Patreon page for my YouTube channel. You can find that Patreon page by either clicking the upper right corner of this video, clicking the link in the description below, or even just going ahead and introducing this URL to your internet browser and going to the page. I just want to take a minute to talk to you guys about what all the Patreon page is for, what it's going to do for the channel, and also what you can expect if you decide to become a patron. So why a Patreon page? Well, I'm about to celebrate my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, which is pretty amazing when I think about it. My first demo was uploaded 10 years ago this July, and back then YouTube was still sort of a Wild West territory, and I took a little bit of a break because, you know, life happens. And when I picked it up again, YouTube has sort of become legitimate, but I was still needing to establish myself. And luckily, over the course of the last 5 to 6 years, I've established great relationships with a bunch of different companies, many of which you see in my videos on a weekly basis. Pedal companies, guitar companies, even amp companies. It's all been really great. Some of them pay me for my work, and sometimes they don't. They just send the product, and that's my payment for the video. Obviously, gear does not pay the bills, and I can't eat pedals. I've tried before, and they don't taste very good. So that's really why starting a Patreon page. While some of the pay from some of these demos is pretty darn good, not everything pays. And I'd rather keep doing this than stop doing it, because at the end of the day, I like music, I like guitar, I like gear, and I know you guys who have been watching me loyally for the better part of the last 5-6 years, you want to keep seeing this stuff, and I want to keep doing it for you. So that's why a Patreon. So what exactly is the money going to do from the Patreon? Well, like I said, some of the demos I make, they pay. Some of the other videos I do, they pay as well. But it's those ones that maybe are a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit more creative, not necessarily geared towards showing you a product or trying to plug something. Those are the things that I just kind of come up with on a daily basis out of whatever is going on in my head at the time. And that's basically what the money is going to go to support. It's going to help me get money to keep creating these awesome creative videos that provide something great for you guys. And it's also going to help me, you know, keep the lights on, keep the electricity going so that I can actually, you know, run my camera and run Pro Tools back there, turn on my amps and all that stuff. It'd be very hard to do demos without electricity. So by giving to the Patreon page and becoming a patron, you are directly supporting some of these crazy ideas that I come up with. And the more that we get from the Patreon account, the more stuff that I'm able to do for you guys. So I guess now the best thing to do is tell you what exactly you can expect by joining my Patreon page at patreon.com/Sean Pierce Johnson. So I have 2 tiers. I decided to keep it fairly simple. The first tier is Fiverr Friends. Now this is for donations $5 and up. Now basically what you're gonna get here is you get access to pretty much everything right off the bat. For $5 a month, you're gonna get not only 48-hour early access to every video that I upload, but we're also gonna do some very cool Patreon exclusive things. I have a couple ideas for some videos. I have some ideas for some potential merch items that you're gonna have first access to. And most importantly, because I have to say thank you to you all personally, every new patron is going to receive a shout out on the weekly SPJ live show. Now, that is just the minimum tier. And believe me, if we get enough people on the $5 a month patron pledge tier, it's going to do more than enough to help me along the way. But for the people who really want to support the channel and for some reason are super obsessed with the content that I create, I have created the super tier, the big time buddies. Now this is $75 and up. Now you get everything that the Fiverr Friends get, that 48-hour early access, the exclusive Patreon only content, as well as the weekly SPJ live shout out. But you get something very special that I'm reserving to people who give that amazing amount of money that helps me do more for you guys. And that is this: a monthly one-on-one live chat with me and you. pretty much open book, talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about, from guitars, amps, effects, and any sort of music related stuff, to maybe you have some other things that you want to talk about, hobbies that you want to talk about, or maybe you need a little bit of encouragement going forward in your musical walk. I'm here for you. That 1 hour every month, you and me, private, one-on-one, no holds barred. Oh, and not to mention, you also get an executive producer credit on videos that you yourself directly fund. My overall goal with the Patreon page is to basically generate around $500 a month to help me keep living life, but also making this cool content for you guys. It's a little weird to tell you what my money goals are, because that kind of dictates, what kind of financial stuff that I'm looking and dealing with is. But, I give you guys my honest opinion when I'm making these demos for you. So you deserve honesty right now. $500 a month is a nice number that I feel like if we reach that, we can not only make some cool content, but we might also be able to make some cool perks for you guys to say thank you. So if you would be so kind as to go over right now to patreon.com/Sean Pierce Johnson, check out the tiers, check out the goals, and get a little sneak peek at what kind of content that you'll be seeing earlier than anybody that's just a YouTube subscriber. Thank you all so much for your time. I always appreciate you watching my videos. It means the world to me. And until next time, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, and I wish you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, everybody.